Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jay from TNJ. And in this episode, we will be rounding out the regular season here with 4 games left in Season 1. So hit that like button and let's just paint the scenario for all you guys that are coming into this series right now. We are sitting here at 84 and 74, 5 games back from the AL West, and the Astros have clinched, but we are not out of the playoffs yet. We are in a 3-way race with the Athletics and the White Sox, who have a 2-game lead for that last spot in the wild card. And looking at their remaining schedule, they play against the Cleveland Indians one more time, who they lost 2 straight against. They're on a 4-game losing streak. But then they play Detroit, who is not that good of a team right now. So that is going to be an easier matchup for them. So we are going into this 4-game series with the Athletics, and the magic number for the White Sox is 3. If they win 3 games, they're in. But if we sweep and they win 2 games, you know, we have a chance. We really do have a chance. There is a possibility that the White Sox could lose 3 or even 4 and we win 3 and we may be in. So we got to put our best foot forward in these matchups. So for the first game of this 4-game set, I'm gonna go with Yusei Kikuchi. I went back and forth with it, and I was thinking about putting in one of the rookies, but I decided to go Kikuchi here, and let's just see how it does pan out. So here we are at home, and look at this. Right away at the Athletics, get a grand slam. Wow, they load up the bases in the first inning and then come through with a grand slam. But they're in the bottom of the first. At least we get 1 back, so it makes me feel just slightly better. But wow, what a start to this game. But here we load up the bases and we're driving in a run again. So now it is 4-2 going into the bottom of the 5th. And look at this, bases loaded. Yonder Alonso at the plate. He comes through with a sac fly, so we're back within 1. But then we get a triple from Eric Thames. Wow, in these quick simulations, in these quick manage situation games, whatever you want to call them, man, Eric Thames just comes through, and he has been clutch for us probably the past 2 weeks hitting the ball. And man, it's been quite the pickup seeing him off the bench. So we are in this 5-4 game here versus Oakland, and Corey Guerin is on the mound. And look at this, guys on first and second. You know, Corey Guerin isn't having the greatest of seasons. 1.74 whip, only 20 strikeouts. And look at this, we put in Hunter Strickland, and he gets the sac fly, and they tie this game up in the bottom of the 7th, but Yonder Alonso comes through. So wow, now we have the 6-5 lead. So now we're on to the 8th inning. Hunter Strickland, he gets out of the top of the 8th. D. Gordon gets on, but Malik Smith hits a double, and then another home run by Mitch Haniger. A 2-run homer here as we move into the top of the 9th inning with the 4-run lead. And we're just going to keep Hunter Strickland in the game, but he does give up a base runner. So we got to put our closer in, Anthony Swarzak, who gives up another hit, but then he gives up another run, but we get out of it. So a 9-6 victory here for the Mariners. I was nervous after that first inning grand slam, but we came through with the victory. So now we are pretty much a game up on the Athletics here in this 4-game set. It's 1-0, and we have a decision to make. Do we go with Felix Hernandez, or do we go with one of our young guys? And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go with Justin Dunn. I don't really trust Felix Hernandez in this situation just because, you know, he hasn't had the greatest of years. He's not the greatest pitcher. He's 5th in our rotation. That should tell you enough. But I'm going to trust Justin Dunn. I want him to just give me 3 good innings, and we can work from there. We'll see what he can do. So he is 6'2", 23 years old. I don't think he's going to touch the majors. I don't think at all next season. I think he's going to be in the September calls once again. Justice Sheffield, I think, has a better chance. I think he's proven that, you know, he can pitch against major league competition. So we'll see. So here we are facing this Athletic lineup, and they have a couple of guys who can hit the ball well, but they're not hitting the ball for average at all. Here's Marcus Semien, their leadoff batter, who's hit for 25 home runs, and he gets the pop-up to right field to Mitch Haniger. So this is what they're going to look like. Like I said, they don't have a lot of guys that hit for average, but Steven Piscotty is their only guy that's even hit for 300. let alone 290. I mean, Marcus Semien is the closest at 281. So we should be pitching pretty well versus this team. So here's Martini at the plate. He hits one up the middle, and Malik Smith can't get to it, so that does drop in front of Malik Smith in center field, and that is a hit here in the first inning. So here comes Stephen Piscotty up to the plate. 34 home runs, 110 RBIs, OBP of 396. And here he gets a ground ball to the shortstop. That's J.P. Crawford, but the throw is offline. So we could have got out of that inning there, but an error by J.P. Crawford keeps his inning alive. So here is Chris Davis at the plate. He gets one over the middle of the plate, and that's going to be a mistake by Justin Dunn, the rookie. And wow, that's what happens when you play in your first big league action. You make a mistake like that, and Chris Davis, of all people, a power-hitting left fielder, comes through his 41st home run of the season. So this inning does continue here as Justin Dunn continues to struggle in the first inning. There's still one out, and he gives up a double down the left field line, and we have to make a decision here, and we decide to pull the rookie, and we do indeed put in Felix Hernandez. So we tried something out, and it just didn't work. So we had to put in the veteran here, Felix Hernandez. We need to get some strikes over the plate. That's the one thing that Justin Dunn does struggle with. He struggles with command. I hope that he can, develop that a little bit more. And speaking of command issues, look at this pitch in the dirt by Felix Hernandez. So now they have a runner on third here with one out, and they do get a ground ball to D. Gordon at second. And we didn't even have the infield in. Maybe if we had the infield in, that would have prevented that run, but they get across the plate again as Jurickson Profar comes up in a 4-0 game now. And wow, a 4-run first inning here in the second game of this series. So they do bring out Caleb Smith, who isn't having a great year. He's not having, an absolutely terrible year, but he doesn't have the greatest whip either. It's about average, a little below average, 1.40, and we'll see what we can do with him. So here in the first inning, here is Tim Beckham at the plate. He hits a lazy pop fly to left field, and that's an easy out that time as Domingo Santana comes up with 2 outs, hitting .306 on the season, and that changeup, he cannot catch up to that one, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. So now on to the second inning. Here's Chad Pinder at the plate. He gets a hit up the middle, and that gets past D. Gordon. So the hit parade continues for the Athletics here in the second inning. Here comes the next batter up, but Felix Hernandez can't find the zone. So now, runners on first and second. We finally do get an out with Martini, the top of the lineup, back at the plate. Here's J.P. Crawford with another ground ball in the hole, but this time the throw is on the mark, but we can't turn the double play. So that brings up their best hitter, Stephen Piscotty, hitting .324. Guys on the corners here with 2 outs. Felix Hernandez does get the ground ball, but we cannot field it cleanly. So, wow, 2 errors have pretty much cost us in these first 2 innings. We could have got out of the first inning, but then we allow another runner here in the second, and now it's a 5-0 game. So we move on to the third inning. Smith is dealing on the mound here, getting Ryan Healy to ground out here, and we just cannot get anything going offensively so far. So now we move on to the top of the fourth. Here's another ground ball to the right side, and that one is through the infield. They are just doing what they want on the offensive end, and Felix Hernandez is not looking good. We are thinking about bringing somebody else in at this point, but we do get a chopper back to him, and he gets the ground ball and the out at first. So now here is Chris Davis, who I'm afraid to pitch to. He gets a hanger and another hit up the middle. 6-0 Athletics here in the fourth inning. Definitely a nightmare here in the second game of this 4-game set. And Chris Davis has been that nightmare for us. But we do eventually get the ground ball here to D. Gordon. And that is going to be a 6-0 game heading into the fifth. So we still don't even have a hit in this game. But here is the first hit. Mitch Haniger off of Caleb Smith. And Smith is probably pitching one of the best games he's pitched all season long. But Mitch Haniger breaks up the no-no. So up comes Eric Thames. He watches an inside changeup. What he could have done with that pitch, wow. But he did have us fooled. Omar Narvaez at the plate. He gets a pitch to hit, and he's hitting that one up the middle straight back at him. and that is going to be a hit here. So we got guys on first and second. One out. J.P. Crawford at the plate, and he swings at that high pitch, and that changeup earlier definitely swayed me to swing at that high and inside pitch. I didn't know if it was going to be a changeup or not, and we swing at 2 fastballs and swing and miss, and Caleb Smith is just doing a number on us here on the mound. So on to the bottom of the 6th. Here's Malik Smith at the plate. He kind of whips one and hits it to left field, and that one is going to drop in. You know, Malik Smith gets a lot of those hits where he just hits these little soft liners and it drops in, and it's kind of funny, but it's working for him. But here's Tim Beckham at the plate. Another hard liner to left field, and our offense has just not been able to get anything going. So here with 2 outs, Domingo Santana at the plate. 3-2 count. The runner is on the move, and that one does drop in down the line. And Malik Smith with that 93 speed is going to make it all the way home, and he's going to score. So now it's 6-1 here as they bring Brett Anderson out of the bullpen. Maybe we can shell him. It is a lefty, and we do have a lot of left-handed batters in our lineup, and that kind of, doesn't bode well for us. But here's Mitch Haniger at the plate. He kind of inside outs that pitch to first base, and that's an easy out as we move this one on to the 9th inning. Now in an 8-2 game. Here's Mitch Haniger with the hanger over the plate. This is going to be back at the track, but it's going to be run down. And that's the type of game it's been. They've got everything they wanted on offense, everything they wanted on the mound, and it's just been one of those games. Here Eric Thames does swing at that inside changeup that he struck out on earlier, but it's a ground ball into the shift. And up comes Omar Narvaez up to the plate. 2 for 3 in this game, but he hits one to the shortstop. And look at Simeon. He's going to jump and throw, and that's an out. And wow, what a game by the Oakland Athletics. They did what they wanted in this one. We hit the ball poorly, and Justin Dunn in his debut, that's not his pitcher. I don't know why they have it there, but he gets the loss. So here in game 3, we decide to kind of hit once again Eric Thames in the lineup and see what we have here with both him and also Yonder Alonso, 2 power hitters right in the middle of our lineup, and we need it going into this game. But here Carlos Rodon is on the mound, and look at us, we're giving him some run support. Eric Thames coming through. Actually, that's Tim Beckham coming through with the home run, but then they get it right back. Chad Pinder gets a home run, but it's a 4-1 game, so we're doing pretty well. So Carlos Rodon is pitching pretty well. Only 2 hits given up to this point here in the 6th inning, and we score another. So there's J.P. Crawford coming up with the home run. It's 7-1 here in this game. 12 hits to their 3. We do give up a run here, so we do decide to bring in somebody out of the bullpen. We bring in Hunter Strickland, and here we get another run. 8-2. Bases loaded again, and 9-2. Look at us. Bases loaded again. It's 9-2 going into the 9th inning. They do score a run, but it doesn't matter. That's a 9-3 victory here for the Mariners. And wow, we give Michael Fires a loss in that one. And now we're heading into the last game. We won probably, what did we win, 8 of the last 10 games. And now we head into the last game of the season. Marco Estrada versus Marco Gonzalez, the battle of the Marcos. And I wanted to save our best for last. Save Marco Gonzalez for this last game. And also, we give a rookie the start, Kyle Lewis. We need that defensive presence in the field, in left field. I need to put our best hands on deck so he has a stronger arm than Domingo Santana, and he's not bad of a hitter. So I want to give him a chance, and I want to kind of hit him in the place of, like Yonder Alonso, and move Domingo Santana to that DH spot. So like I said, it's the battle of the Marcos. Estrada isn't having the greatest of seasons, but he's a tough pitcher to hit because his changeup is so slow. He has the slowest curveball in the game, it seems like, and his fastball is probably upper 80s. I think it's like an 88-mile-an-hour fastball, so he's got a decent speed change on his off-speed pitches. So here's Marco Gonzalez getting the first 2 guys to strike out. Here is Piscotty at the plate here, and he's going to strike out. So he strikes out the side here in the 1st inning. So that's a good start here for the Mariners here in the last game of the season. We need to win this one. Here is Malik Smith at the plate to start out this in the bottom of the 1st inning, and he's going to pop up this time in foul territory. So here is Mitch Haniger at the plate, hitting .259. He's actually raised that average quite a bit, and he's almost at 260, but here he insides out the pitch. He hasn't had the greatest of series here versus Oakland, and that brings up Domingo Santana, who hits one hard up the middle, and that one is going to be a line out, and the Athletics are going to get out of the first. So on to the top of the fourth inning. Here is a fly ball this time. Marco Gonzalez is pitching pretty well here on the mound as he does get that first out of this inning. Up comes Chris Davis, who has been hitting the ball really well this series, and he actually walks and gets aboard. I actually don't mind that. So here comes Matt Olson to the plate. Hard hit ground ball to Eric Thames at first. And I believe that's Eric Thames. Is that Yonder Alonso? That might be Yonder Alonso. But that's a great defensive play nonetheless. So on to the top of the fifth inning. Here's a fly ball to left field. Here's Kyle Lewis. He's on pursuit, but he misses it. He just misjudges that fly ball. And look at this, a leadoff double, actually an error for the Athletics. So now they got a man on second as Kyle Lewis can't track that one down. So here is Marco Gonzalez on the mound, this time facing Jurickson Profar, a ground ball right back to him. And look at the runner on second, trying to advance to third. What was he thinking on that? That's an easy put out. And now we got a man on first here with one out. A ground ball, we need it here, and we get it, but look at this. Tim Beckham can't come up with it. That's one of those balls you have to have, and it's almost playoff baseball. You got to have that one. So here's Hundley at the plate. He gets a hard liner to first base, but that's a catch by Yonder Alonso that time. So 2 outs here in the inning. Marcus Semien at the plate, 0 for 2 so far in this game, but he's their second best hitter on the team right now. And on a 2-2 count, he gets a pitch to hit, and he's taking it to opposite field, and that one is not coming back. With one swing of the bat, Marcus Semien makes it a 3-0 game here in the fifth. And Marco Gonzalez was rolling up to this point. And like I said, those ground balls, you just got to have them. The fly ball and left, you got to have that. And look what happens. They turn it in to a 3-run homer and a 3-run lead. So now on to the top of the second inning, or to the bottom of the fifth inning. Here is Omar Narvaez, and he gets a pitch to hit up the middle, and he's going to start this one out with the hit. And here we go. We start this inning out with the hit. Up comes Kyle Lewis on a 3-2 count, 1 out. Can he get his first major league at bat? He gets a hanger in the inside part of the plate, and he's taking it to opposite field. So here we go. Could this be the inning where we make our run here with 1 out as Kyle Lewis gets his first major league hit? Up comes J.P. Crawford. Remember, last game he hit a home run there in the late innings of that game, and he gets walked. Bases loaded. D. Gordon at the plate. He's 1 for 1 in this game on a 2-2 count, 1 out. He gets a pitch to hit, but it's a curveball. He swings and misses. So 2 outs here in the inning. Malik Smith, can he come through for us? Hitting .289 on the season. 3-2 count, 2 outs. The runners are on the move. He's going to hit a flare out to left field, and it's going to drop in. And 2 guys are going to come around to score. And just like that, it is a 1-run game. So now, runners on second and third here. Mitch Haniger at the plate. One of the most clutch hitters that we have on our team. But he gets a pitch to hit on the inside part of the plate. He hits it hard. But he's going to inside out that one to Jurickson Profar at second base. And we're only going to get 1 run in that inning. So we do bring in Jake Diekman here in the 6th here to get us out of a little bit of a jam here. Bases loaded. No outs. And here facing Matt Chapman, 98 miles an hour up in the zone. And he watches that one for a ball. 2-2 count. He watches this one on the outside part of the plate. And that's a strikeout looking. As here is Diekman here with 1 out now. Jurickson Profar at the plate. 0 for 2. He hits one back to Diekman. Diekman's going to go home with it. Omar Narvaez the first. And we get out of this jam. No run damage here. So that's some clutch pitching by Diekman. So now we move on to the bottom of the 6th inning. Marco Estrada is still on the mound. Domingo Santana hits one right back up the middle and starts this inning out with a hit here. And now we are rolling. Eric Thames, I put him in the pinch hit. He's been hot here the last month of the season here as he's gotten his average up. He was about at 201. He's at 217 now. But here he gets walked. So now guys on first and second here. Tim Beckham at the plate. no outs. He gets a pitch to hit on the inside part of the plate. He's going to hit a flare to center, and that's going to drop in. So now we got bases loaded with no outs. Here we go. We have to take advantage of this situation where the Athletics manager comes out, and he is going to pull the starter there. He's going to bring in J.B. Wendelken, who's not having a great season at all. Look at the average versus left-handers and right-handers. 341 and 314. I'm not sure why they put him in the game, but maybe they just trust him in this clutch situation. Here's Omar Narvaez at the plate. He's going to hit one to the left center gap, and another diving attempt, this time by Chris Davis, and he's not going to come up with it. And this game is tied here in the 6th inning with no outs. So here we go. Bases loaded, tie game. Kyle Lewis, the rookie. Can he come through on a 2-1 count? He's going to hit one deep to center field. That one should be deep enough to score the runner from third. And we're tagging up our 2 guys. And this one is going to make it a 4-3 game here with still 1 out here in the 6th inning. So up comes one of our best hitters late here in the season after being called up, J.P. Crawford. He hits one up the middle, and that one's going to sneak through. So now we take the 5-3 lead here in the 6th, but still 1 out in the inning. D. Gordon at the plate, 1 for 2 in this game, facing Wendelken, who hits a pitch to the left side, and that one is going to drop in left field. That's a hard hit ball, and bases loaded again. 1 out in the inning. Malik Smith at the plate. The top of the lineup is due up, and here he hits one up the middle, and that's a ground ball. And look at Profar. He's going to step on second and gun him out at first. So, wow, a perfect ground ball for the putout at first for the double play. And here comes Anthony Swarzak here in the 9th inning. Can he shut it down? 35 saves, 298 versus left-handers and right-handers. He hasn't been the greatest of closers, but he's been getting the job done. And here he gets Olsen a strikeout at the high heat, 1 out in the inning. Now facing Matt Chapman, 3-2 count. He gets another swing and a miss. And that's 2 outs here, and we're 1 game away from possibly going to the playoffs. Jerson Profar at the plate. He's going to hit one to left field, and Kyle Lewis, he's not going to miss this one, and that's an out. And we win 3 of the last 4 games versus the Athletics, and our fate is on the line. We have to check out what the White Sox have done, because if they have not won 3 games, we might be in. Let's see what they did. And it looks like the Chicago White Sox win 3 of the last 4 games. Wow. Bruh. Their magic number was 3, and they did just that. That is devastating. And wow, what an effort down the stretch. We went 8-2. We did everything we could to get into the playoffs, and we just come up short as the White Sox had to face the Tigers, and it was just an easy opponent. Wow, what a way to end this season. I gotta say, we had a lot of holes in our lineup, a lot of holes in our rotation, a lot of holes in our bullpen, and we did the best we could, but came up 2 games short, and that is just how baseball is sometimes, and that's just how it goes. So we're heading into the offseason. I'll talk about that a lot next episode. Next episode, we're just going to recap this season and just go over stats and awards and all that good stuff. Division winners, we'll see who won the World Series, all that stuff. So we fall short, but this was a good season, 87-75. I can't be mad at it. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. Stay tuned. Let's get it for the next episode. Let's go.